Today we'll go deep into candle making supplies. In this video, we'll introduce color materials, candle fragrance oil, candle mold, wick, and candle making tools in order. If you're new to a candle making journey or just want to know more about them, then keep watching. First, let's take a look at the color materials in candle making. Candle color materials are oil-soluble, high-concentrated, and high-temperature resistant. They're generally divided into two categories, dyes and pigments. Dyes are divided into liquid and block. They have a low melting point and don't affect the transparency of the candle, making them friendly to gel wax and paraffin wax. However, different colors from dye may blend with each other after a candle being placed for a long time, which means that they're not completely stable, and they're not resistant to ultraviolet light. If you're using liquid dyes, you need to use it with a skewer and a piece of white paper. Dip or touch a small amount of liquid dye, stir it into the wax liquid, and drop the wax on a piece of white paper to confirm the color. Except for gel wax, all other types of waxes need to be dyed in this way a few times. If you're using dye blocks, you need to use it with scissors or a craft knife. Cut the dye blocks in chips, put them in wax and stir well, then drop the wax on a piece of white paper to confirm the color. Pigments are generally solid or in chips, but liquid pigments are now available on the market. They're more stable and are resistant to ultraviolet light, but they're made of wax opaque, so using pigments in gel wax and paraffin wax will make the transparency of the wax disappear. Pigment require a higher temperature for the wax liquid, generally above 85 degrees Celsius to dissolve, and exceeding the addition ratio may cause flame retardancy or incomplete dissolution in the wax liquid. Pigments are generally used in dessert decorated candles placed on the case to prevent their color from blending with the cake body. Due to their strong resistance to ultraviolet light, they're also used in decorated outdoor landscape candles. A set of liquid dyes can make most candle crafts, so if you want to explore more possibilities of candle crafts, get a set of liquid dyes. If your business focuses on basic pillar or object candles, just choose the dye or pigment in the form of liquid or block according to your need. Next, let's get into candle fragrance oil. Theoretically, fragrance oil that meet the three characteristics of oil solubility, concentration, and heat resistance can be used in candle making. That is to say, candle fragrance oil from other fields such as cosmetics, food, and aromatherapy can be added to wax to make candles. However, can doesn't mean excellent or perfect. Fragrance oil from non-candle fields may contain additives that may cause defects on the finished candles, such as white spots and oil leakage. Therefore, if you use fragrance oil from non-candle fields, be sure to test them first. There are several indicators to consider when purchasing candle fragrance oil. The first indicator is the scent strength and heat-resistant temperature. Professional suppliers of candle fragrance oil will provide this information on the product page. Please note that the mass fragrance added to the candle is determined by the wax material, not the fragrance oil, usually between 8% and 10% or even higher. If you want to make a strongly scented candle, even if you add a mass fragrance in the wax liquid, you should also consider the scent strength of the candle fragrance oil itself. If its fragrance is light, you may not achieve the desired effect even if you add a mass fragrance. At the same time, also consider its heat-resistant temperature. If it exceeds the temperature it can withstand, the fragrance may deteriorate. The second indicator is the application scope, which ensures that it can be applied to candle making. The third indicator is quality standard, such as whether it's phthalate-free and whether it meets IFR standards. This can not only provide customers with high-quality products, but also provides us candle makers with a safe production environment. Now let's learn about candle molds. Acrylic molds are commonly used to make purer candles. Compared with molds made of other materials, purer candle made of acrylic mold has a better luster. In addition, you can see the state of the wax in the mold. In addition to acrylic molds, silicone molds are also commonly used to make candles with interesting shapes. Silicone molds from other fields such as baking, food, and resin can also be used to make candles. Aluminum molds have fewer shape options and are more expensive. They conduct heat well and can extend the solidification time. When used with palm wax, they can make candles with special textures. The acrylic, silicone, and aluminum molds mentioned above are all reusable molds. We can also pour wax into paper cups or baking paper, then tear off the paper to demold a candle. Now let's get into commonly used wicks. For making pillar and object candles, candle wicks are commonly used, which are in rows and need to be cut according to the required length. For making container candles, pre-tapped and pre-waxed wicks are frequently used, which consists of a metal base and a wax wick. When using it, use a wick sticker to stick them to the center of the container bottom. The size of the wick determines the burning efficiency of the candle. The larger the wick size, the higher the burning efficiency and the larger the wax pool. We use ply to describe the size of the wick. As for the corresponding data between ply and the diameter of the wax pool, please refer to the table. However, this is subject to your wick supplier because wicks produced by different manufacturers may vary. The burning efficiency of the candle is largely determined by the size of the wick, and the type of the wax material also affects the burning efficiency. For instance, under the same melting point, pillar soil wax burns better than paraffin wax. However, when choosing a wick, you shouldn't only consider its burning efficiency, but also consider the effect you want, such as whether you want more or fewer candle tears. If you're a beginner, you don't need to buy wicks of all sizes. You can buy them according to the diameter of the molds you usually use. The diameters of a commonly molds are 5 cm, 6.5 cm, and 7 cm. Generally, prepare wick sizes of 35 ply to 40 ply is enough. In addition to these two types of wicks, there are also popular wooden wicks, which are generally composed of 2 wooden pieces and a base. Here is also a size reference table, but the values still depend on what your supplier provides. At the end of this video, let's take a look at the essential candle making tools. Regardless of the styles and crafts, you can't make a candle without the following essential tools. The first tool is a hot plate. No brand restriction, and it doesn't have to be the same as mine, but its temperature must be adjustable. Because if the heating temperature is too high, it will damage the wax and cause defects such as white spots on the candle body. The second one is a stainless steel wax melting pot, with a choice of large or small capacity depending on your need. The third one is a stainless steel long spoon used for stirring the wax liquid. The fourth item is thermometers, used to measure the temperature of wax. Generally, 2 types of thermometers are optional. One is a pro thermometer, which has accurate measurement but low speed, and is usually used to measure the temperature of pure container soil wax. The other is an infrared thermometer, which has a faster speed but is not as accurate. It's used to measure other waxes such as pure soil wax, beeswax, paraffin wax, and gel wax. Pure container soil wax is very sensitive to temperature, and inaccurate temperature measurement may cause defective problems. Therefore, it's recommended to use a pro thermometer when making a container soil candle. For other pillar candles or object candles, an infrared thermometer can be used, or a pro thermometer can also be used, but the measurement speed will be slow. The fourth tool is a kitchen electronic scale, and it must be accurate to 0.1 gram. The sixth item is native rubbers used to block the holes of acrylic molds. It's reusable. You can use native rubbers like native eraser for art, glue tack, or other adhesive clay. The seventh tool is a hot air gun for craft use, used to fix uneven candle surface and to clean tools. Here, by the way, to share you with a good cleaning gadget, silicone spatula. If you accidentally drop wax on the table or the ground when making candles, just shovel away. The eighth tool is wick bars. Many things can be replaced with traditional wick bars, as long as it can fix the wick in the center, such as chopsticks and long clips. Additionally, there are some other small tools that may be used, such as scissors and tweezers for certain craft details. A craft knife may be used to cut wax pieces. As we mentioned in color materials, if you're using liquid candle dye, you also need a skewer to help with color mixing. I use a barbecue skewer in future tutorials because it can be reused. You can also use a disposable bamboo stick instead, which is convenient but can be reused. The above are the essential tools for candle making and some tools needed for special situations. I hope this video is informative. If you have any questions, please leave a comment. In the future, I will be creating step-by-step tutorials on handmade candles and gypsum diffuser. If you're interested, don't forget to follow this channel. Bye!